James O'Neill, you're here with ONEILLOPS. We're excited to introduce a collaboration with Tactical Concealment. We've been running their kit for years now, and they are our go-to manufacturer for anything that is ghillie related. Today we're going to be taking a look at their top tier level piece of equipment, the Ghillie Skins Mamba Suit. We've had this suit for about a year now, and it's just now that I feel I can throw out a legit review to you guys based on our experience with it. We've ran it in a wide array of conditions, everything from sub-zero temps all the way up to 100+ degrees. We've ran it underwater, we've ran it on frozen ground, and in the snow during hunting season. Between the three of us that have hammered the piss out of this suit, we've probably belly crawled with it in upwards to about a half a mile. Now that's another thing. We're not military. We don't expect to use this equipment and belly crawl for a mile. We use this specifically for a hunting application, and I can tell you from our experience with it, this suit is going to last us a lifetime. We've ran it in a plethora of different terrain, from rocky, ponderosa, pine-filled canyons, such as you see here, all the way down to the desolate sandhills. So with that said, I think we can give you guys a legit review based on our experience in the field with the Mamba Suit to give you an educated idea of whether or not you want to make an investment or you feel a need to purchase a piece of equipment like this. What we're going to be doing here is taking a look at all the aspects, everything about this suit, from the detachable stirrups all the way up to the detachable hood or the hat if you choose that option, and everything in between. So let's get started. All right guys, what I want to basically do here is start at the bottom of the Mamba Suit and work our way all the way up to the top and touch on not only the components but the options that this suit has to offer in between. But before we get started on that, I want to show you guys the base camouflage pattern that the Mamba Suit offers, and that is the ATAC's camouflage pattern. We weren't familiar with this particular pattern until we actually ran the Mamba Suit, and upon further review, I think it's an awesome pattern. It's a really effective camouflage pattern for our environment. And we did some testing and a little bit of evaluation on it without any vegetation, and I'll show you guys as this review progresses the video overlay of just how effective this camouflage pattern really is for the base of a ghillie suit foundation. All right, on the bottom of the pant leg, you guys will notice the stirrups, and this is just a 1-inch piece of nylon. It's a really rugged piece. It's attached by 2 steel eyelets on each side of the pant leg, and it's fully customizable by 2 plastic eyelets on each side of the nylon. Now this has its benefits. Sometimes we run it, sometimes we don't. In a hunting situation, during hunting season, most of those grasses, most of the weeds they're mature, they're seeded out, and by having these stirrups, it aids in keeping the pant leg down so you don't get all that junk up underneath your pant leg and in your socks and in your boots. A lot of you guys know where I'm coming from. And in the cold weather situation, in the snow, we've also found it beneficial. 99% of the time we'll go prone if the conditions persist. If we can get ourselves into that position, that's what we like to do. So in a snowy condition, when we're proned out, if we have to reverse our position and back up, it also keeps the pant leg down and doesn't allow that snow and all that wet moisture to come up and get underneath your pant leg. So this is a nice option for this suit. Like I said, sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. The option's there for you to choose. Beside the stirrup, on both sides of the pant legs, you'll also notice a nylon drawstring, and it's just got a locking collar. You can suck it down tight and it'll keep, with the addition of the stirrup, it keeps your pant legs down and it'll keep them tight around your boot, just to further aid in all that debris from coming up underneath your boot. Working our way up here, guys, you'll notice at the bottom of the 2 pant legs we've got a Coyote tan canvas patch, And this is a really, really rugged, robust fabric, and it's gonna last forever. What this is basically a deflector. A lot of the conditions that we go through, a lot of the terrain, you know, we've got buckbrush, we've got thistle. This here will uphold to all of that, plus some. A lot of guys in the hunting industry have pants that are made specifically out of a fabric like this, a material like this, that covers the whole front of their pants from the mid thigh down to the bottom, just specifically to act as a shield so you don't get penetration and you don't get your pants wearing out. Moving up a little bit higher, I'm gonna take a look underneath of this. What we've got underneath of this 1000 denier Cordura is a 1/4 inch foam pad. And this pad runs from the middle of the shin up to about your mid thigh. And there's multiple benefits in this, guys, that we found. Not only does it basically make you more comfortable in a kneeling or prone position, but it also acts as literally a thermal barrier. There's times where we've used this in 100-degree plus conditions, just basically for B-roll, you know, filming it in those conditions. And the majority of our use with this was during the hunting season and the ground's frozen, you know, 6 inches deep. And it acts as a thermal barrier. It keeps you warm when the ground is froze, and it keeps you cool when the ground is hot. So that's another advantage that this has down underneath. They also are, if you can see inside here, this here is basically a sleeve that holds that in. Down inside, you can pull that out. It's got Velcro, you can unvelcro it, and you can pull that padding out if you want it. This also transitions up to the top. There's a pad all the way here in front of the parka, in front of the top, and on both arms, from the middle of your forearm up to past behind your elbow, so that when you're proned out and you're in that position when you need to come up, it's just comfortable. It's a lot more comfortable. The 1/4 inch foam pad underneath the front of the jacket and in the elbows of the jacket is also 100% removable as well. There's just a Velcro patch here that you can unvelcro and pull it out. You can also reach up on the inside here and remove the pad if you don't want to have that option in there. On the bottom of the pants, you'll notice this heavy duty, resilient 1000D Cordura, and it transitions up to the jacket, up to the parka, and goes from the middle of your shins all the way up to the middle of your chest. And what this basically is, it's just a huge skid plate. Out of a 1000D, it's a hard fabric to penetrate. And if I can explain to you guys the best I can, an awesome option about this is when we're prone, if you need to belly crawl, we're in a lot of cactus, we're in a lot of sandburrs, we're in a lot of goat heads, and we're in a lot of thistle. And that just is a lot more comfortable, not having to worry about getting stuck in the elbows, getting stuck in the thighs or the knees when you're in that kind of a position. So that's the front of the trousers or the pants and the front of the parka. Now, let's take a look at the back. There's a thin strip here in the middle of the rear, and it's sewn all the way underneath to the front, and it's a 1000D as well. Basically, you know, if you're seated, if you're sitting a lot, it's not gonna tear, it's not gonna wear through. Down towards the bottom, all the way up on the sides, this is just a 50-50 nylon cotton mix. And it's just makes it a little cooler, a little bit more breathable, so that when you're prone or you're walking or you're doing what you do, it allows for the fabric to breathe a little bit, lets a little bit of the moisture out, so it's not such a heavy piece. On the side of the pants, you'll notice Molle Webbing, a Molle panel, and you basically can get creative. You could attach a holster, you could attach a rangefinder, you could attach a pouch with whatever kit that you need. Up at the top too, you'll also notice we've got a belt. Tactical Concealment belt. I mean, this thing's built like a damn tank. Simple to use. Nylon, we use it a lot. That thing's never gonna wear out. For the top of the pants, we've just got a button and Velcro. Pretty simple, easy way to get them on and off. All right guys, on the jacket, you'll notice on the side, on the front right side, you'll see there's 5 buckles. And this is the way to get this jacket on and off. It's just a real easy access. This jacket might not look like it's real tight, but there's no give in this fabric, and you can't pull it over. So that's the purpose of this side release, to get in and out. On the back, if you can get this close, on the back of the jacket, it's ATAX mesh. And what that is that's just, it's for comfort. You know, for how thick the bottom of this suit is, this is a way to basically dissipate heat, to release the heat that builds up. And in cold conditions, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can layer up underneath this thing how you want to, but it's a huge option to have during hot conditions. At the bottom of the jacket, you'll notice another 1-inch nylon strap. It's basically a crotch strap is what that is. It's kind of self-explanatory. You just weave it through your crotch, over the top of your pants, secure it, and it keeps the bottom of your blouse down just like your stirrups do. This is kind of a unique V-neck. This is called a preacher collar. It's a smart, simple, quick way to get a proper fit. You know, if you've got something thicker, a garment, heavier garment underneath, obviously you don't need to tighten it up as much, but all you do is you just pull it and you can see how quick it secures. And you adjust it accordingly. The back of the sleeves, I should probably touch on also right here, is the same material. It's a 50-50 Nyko blend that also is just lightens up the material, basically is what it does. So it's not such a heavy piece on the back, shoulders, and on the very, very top portion of the neck region. It's the same as the upper portion and the outside portion of the pants. And we've actually supplemented the Mamba Suit jacket with our MCM4 Cobra hood. We just detached it. I mean, it's a quick detach Velcro. Basically, you just unvelcro it and it goes right through these plastic eyelets. It takes just minutes to take on and off. And this is actually, you know, this is just our preferred method. There's also a Boonie Hat that they have with it. It's a nice concept. It's just not our style. I mean, there's a lot of guys that swear by the hat, and it's really nice piece. I mean, it's comfortable. They've taken the inside of the hat and they've sewn Velcro to here, so you've got a nylon, or sorry, an elastic nylon basically back piece that makes this hat 100 times more comfortable to wear. They've also cut the top out and added mesh to once again dissipate heat. They've also incorporated their gutted paracord grid system so that you can veg this thing out as you want to. And on the front, they've also got some gutted paracord so you can suck the front of your Boonie Hat up so that you can get proper eye relief with your scope, with your eyepiece on your rifle. On the front of the sleeves, this kind of acts as basically a thumb hole that you'll see on a lot of other jackets. But what it is, it's the same concept as the stirrups of the pants. It's adjustable, it's 100% removable, but this is a little bit smaller, a little bit easier material to work with. This is only about a 1/2 inch, a lot lesser of a nylon, a lot more flexible. But like I said, the concept is the same. Basically, you put your hand through there, you got your thumb through the loop, and it keeps the forearm of your jacket down. If you're crawling forward or backing up or whatever you're doing, it keeps that forearm in place of your jacket so that you don't get that debris up there. And that comes in really handy. I mean, you'd be amazed in the snow how handy a piece like that comes in. On the front of both forearms, there's 2 pockets that have zippers that are about 4 inches by 8 inches long. A nice option to have for extra ammo or hand calls or anything else that you might need to carry with. This also comes with elastic suspenders. We actually had these on and ran them a little bit, and we didn't need them, but the option is there. They're actually really, really comfortable and a nice option to have to keep your pants on and comfortable. All right, guys, on the back of the pants and the back of the jacket, you'll notice the grid system as well. This is a little bit smaller than some of the other items that we have. This is a 2 by 2 inch gutted paracord grid system. And what that does, it allows you to veg this up a little bit thicker than normal. You can add a little bit more garnish if you need to. And you know, back to real quick the effectiveness of the camouflage pattern underneath. We don't like to ghillie monster our suits up. I mean, we like to to sporadically place different pieces of synthetic vegetation, and we very rarely even add natural vegetation. But by doing that, I think it allows the underlying camouflage pattern to really take effect. You know, you'll notice in some video overlay that this camouflage pattern is so efficient, so effective in our terrain that it doesn't do it justice to completely mask it by adding a whole bunch of fake synthetic vegetation. So my mindset is basically allow the camouflage pattern, the base camouflage pattern, to do its job, and just add pieces of vegetation here and there to break up your silhouette, to break up your outline. I hope you guys enjoyed our review of the Tactical Concealment Mamba Suit. I hope that you found it entertaining, but more importantly, I hope you found it informational. Hey, if you guys like what you're seeing and you're liking what we do, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out the ONEILLOPS Facebook and Instagram pages. Stop by ONEILLOPS.com and you guys can read up in a little more detail about who we are and what we do. Once again, I'm James O'Neill, and this has been an ONEILLOPS review from the field with equipment that is designed for the field. ONEILLOPS, out.